Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Charles Johnson Summer League for today's matchup between the Vipers and the Bites down here in Homestead, Florida. Starting a little bit later on here in the top of the first. If you're just joining us now, 2 outs are on the board. We do have a runner on third. So you see the swing and a miss from Cruz, and that's going to put the top of the first to a close. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us now as we head to the bottom of the first, currently the score is still tied at 0-0 apiece. And now the Bites are going to get their shot to put some runs on the board. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Bites. We'll be starting off with Jonathan Gaynor. Then it's going to be the infielder of Garrett Inberger, followed by Josh Egberg, the outfielder. And then we got a pair of infielders for numbers 4 and 5 with Edward Mateo and Jason Altuve. Kayla Martos, the outfielder, will start on 6 on the lineup, followed by Damian Tamayo, the outfielder, Luis Alejandro, the outfielder, and Dylan Diaz, another outfielder. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are watching Charles Johnson Summer League matchup between the Vipers and the Bites here on CBO-TV. Still very early on in the season for both of these teams as the Charles Johnson Summer League started things off about 2 weeks ago. So these teams still trying to figure out their identity for which players are going to be making the plays. And let's take a look at who's going to be the pitcher for the Vipers. Roger Garcia, the starting pitcher for the Vipers. I believe Garcia started the last matchup on Friday. Jonathan Gaynor, he's going to start things off here for the Bites. He'll face off against Roger Garcia for the first time here at the bottom of the first. And first offering's going to go for a ball. Second pitch is going to go for strike one. So now it's an even count at 1-1 as we're underway here in the bottom of the first. Strike two. 1-2 count here for Jonathan Gaynor. Let's count up 2-2. And here's the pitch. Ball number 3, and that's a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Let's see what we're going to get here. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's the first strikeout for Roger Garcia. Jonathan Gaynor's going to take the walk back to the guy. That puts the first out on the board for the Bites. And now Garrett Inberger, the infielder, is now going to be next up bat for the Bites. Nice fastball down the inside, goes for strike one. Ryan Garcia wasted no time with that pitch. Here's the next offering. Little outside, slider outside, that goes for strike two, and 0-2 count. Nearly hits Garrett. Wants to duck for that. That's going to bring it down to 1-2. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that's back-to-back strikeouts for Roger Garcia. Next up, Josh Egbert, outfielder for the Bites. Already 2 outs on the board, back-to-back strikeouts, so Roger Garcia is on fire to start things off here in the early portions of this game. And he takes a big shot towards right center field. Number 3 is going to make it to first off the base knock. Next up is going to be Edward Mateo, the infielder. Runner on first with 2 outs on the board. There's strike one. Boy, you're seeing a lot of that one hit that went for a base knock, but other than that, he's already had 5 strikes. And if you want to count the other 2 that went towards the strike, that's 7 strikes already compared to only 4 balls. That 5 count, the 1 count. So Garcia's had a very good start so far in this game on the mound. Here's the pitch. A little outside for a ball. It's going to bring us to a 2-1 count. Garcia keeping Egbert honest at first. But Egbert testing his limits as he continues to try to make runs for it. As there's strike number 2 on Mateo. It's going to bring us to a 2-2 count. Garcia only 1 strike away from getting his 3rd strikeout already in the first. And there's the pitch. Ball. And for the second time in the bottom of the first, Garcia has a full count. Garcia looks to first. Tries to keep Egbert honest once again. You have to do that. We saw a lot of that. I know it wasn't recorded, but back in the first game against these 2 not that long ago, there was a lot of stolen bases, so both of these teams are aware of that, so they're trying to keep themselves honest by trying to mitigate that. As we see a big shot that goes towards the middle, tossed over to first, and that'll put the first inning to a close. Still scoreless. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back for the second. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are now at the top of the second. Still scoreless after a whole inning's worth of baseball. Now we see William Cruz, a third baseman. Dylan Vega now at the plate. J.J. Rappian is the starting pitcher for the Bites. Here's the pitch. It's a 2-0 count. Here's the next pitch. He takes a shot. It's going to stay in bounds. Caught by third base. Going to toss over to first. And what a great throw by the third baseman. It's the first time on the board for the Vipers. And next up we have the catcher, Fabian Padilla. First offering goes for strike one. That was the first time that JJ has actually thrown a strike in the early portions of this inning, even though it is only the second at bat. Here's the next pitch. It's a shot that is fouled off that goes towards the Vipers dugout. That's going to bring us to an 0-2 count for number 24. The catcher for the Vipers. Next offering is strike three, and that's a strikeout for J.J. Rapkin. Already 2 outs early on. So far, the early portions of this game, it's been all defense. No one's been able to get themselves really as far as third base. So we were putting first runs on the board back in the first, but so far it is scoreless. There's a big shot towards center field, but caught. And that's going to put the top of the second to an early retirement. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back for the bottom of the second. And welcome back, folks, here from Ray Boyd Ballpark at South Dade High School. This ballpark is actually pretty interesting for the Charles Johnson Summer League, as this is the first game that the Charles Johnson Summer League will be playing here. Started earlier today, they've been going on all day. This should be one of the last few games for today's series of games here for the Charles Johnson Summer League. The historic 69-year-old school was redone in 2008 with a new ballpark. And folks, the new design included state-of-the-art scoreboard, covered bleachers from the dugout, picnic tables, and the palm trees. It's a great little venue here, and we're thankful that they have allowed us to play some baseball here. First offering really hits the camera. Jason Altuve is now at bat. No changes on the mound. Still Roger Garcia. That's a 1-0 count to start things off. Garcia deals. A little outside for another ball. It's a 2-0 count.
Hi, sir. Rich Benavides.
Come on. Here's the next pitch. There's a strike.
It's mine. I don't know what you have. I don't have my phone on me, though.
And here's the pitch. That shot stays in the infield, goes towards the right. Second tosses it over to first. Out! Not in time. That's the first out on the board. And that first offering goes for strike number 1 against for the Knights. And here's the pitch. Ball. Outside for another ball. Here's the pitch. And Caleb is going to go for the whack. That's the first whack by Roger Garcia out in the game. Now the Knights have a runner on first. Now we have Damian DeMaio at bat for the Bites. Garcia trying to keep Caleb Honest up first. And here's the pitch. Another ball as we see Caleb make the run to second after the error. Run off the count now with a runner on second. They try to keep Caleb Honest at second. Here's the pitch.
I could do it from there. Much more room. Wow, sit here. started to work out with me this summer. He's gonna go back to college '88. You'll see. He has to work.
Bump up the mountain. And this is Rich Benavides. He's the head coach of Southgate Senior High School. He also brings a team to the Bahamas every year, which he can invite people to come out. And then a little bit about the program coach and how his field is developed.
Sure. I gotta sit on that side of him. I can sit over there.
All right, yeah, here. You got a chair right there, sir. I wish I had that from my school broadcast. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. To the top of the third, still scoreless after 2-0 apiece. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me here is Rich Benavides, the baseball coach for Southgate High School. Rich, how you doing today?
Baseball field. Can't complain.
So tell us a little more about, what you do for the program. As we see a shot here, see number 5, trying to make it to first. He's going to get the base knock.
Well, this is my second year here at South Dade. I was at a charter school for about 10 years, built a program there, and came over last year to replace legendary coach Fred Burnside, who's been coaching high school and college baseball for 50 years.
So where did you start? What got your love for baseball?
Coaching my kids. That's how most coaches start, coaching your kids, coaching them in Little League. And the first group of high school guys I coached were all my son's friends who went to the same high school. And then they went on and graduated, and I kept on coaching. And I'm still here. I've been doing it maybe 11, 12 years at the high school level.
I'll talk a little more about the program, obviously, now the head coach at South Bay High School. How has it felt to basically, because, the high school kids are trying to figure out where they're going before they move on to the collegiate level. Some of them, they might want to try to go into the pro. So how does it feel to, basically be a part of those kids' journeys, as some of them can even make it or, they're still trying to figure it out?
Oh, that's probably one of the biggest privileges and honors in my life is to be part of that development process. It's just humbling to see them come back. The guy coaching third base today for the Bites is one of my former players. The starting pitcher in the last game is one of my former players as well. So it's humbling and it's gratifying to see these guys get master's degrees and all that. I mean, actually at South Dade, most famous alum is A.K. Manoa. He's with the Blue Jays. He graduated here in 2016.
How about that? The Blue Jays were just down here. Actually, I was at the Blue Jays game yesterday. You see swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout. But the first out on the board for the Vipers. Let's talk a little more about this field. So Ray Boyd Field, historic field here down at Homestead, Florida. Just talk us a little more about this field, obviously with the renovations that went on back in 2008 and just how it's been, to play in this stadium.
Well, that's all a credit to Coach Burnside. When he first took over this school, there was only a picnic table back here. That's it. The bleachers weren't here. LED lights weren't here. It was pretty much a cow pasture, and he built it up. This is actually the third high school he built up because he built Southridge and Killian and now South Dade. So that's his MO. He builds programs into championship level first class facilities, and now it's my job to kind of uphold it and try to even improve upon it even more to make a nice facility for the kids here to have a great high school experience.
Now, what do you think we've been seeing so far in terms of what have you enjoyed about watching this game as we see?
It's fun to see these guys still playing ball because there's a lot of pitfalls, a lot of things that turn you away from the game of baseball. So it's fun to see guys in their 20s still, chasing a dream because this is what gets them their degrees. This is what turns them into quality individuals. So it's fun to see that. It's fun to see old faces and all these coaches putting in their time and effort. It's not a big paid job, but it's rewarding.
Now, another question: where did the connection come from between you and the Charles Johnson Summer League to where now the Charles Johnson Summer League is now playing here at Ray Boyd Stadium?
Well, Mario and I go way back with his time with the Marlins when he was the community outreach guy with the Marlins. I used to be on the board at a local organization, Little League, PBSA. It's about 20 minutes from here. So we first met there, and we worked together a lot on different initiatives. And then throughout the years, as he developed a CBO, he invited me to be a part of it, and I started taking teams down to the Bahamas, which is a great experience at any age. And we just try to make it bigger, and I would recommend it. There's tons of tournaments to go out throughout the country, but going to the Bahamas and seeing how they play baseball down there, seeing the passion for it there, every kid that I've ever taken there says, "Coach, I want to go back next year."
And how does that feel, because, there's one thing. Now, I've never personally been outside the United States, but you got to imagine, everyone who's been outside the USA say they just seeing different environments is, just completely changes the mindset, can completely change someone's mindset. How does that apply to something like baseball to where, yeah, you're going to a different location, but at the end of the day, you're going for the same goal as you were here in the U.S.?
Well, it's interesting because you go there, and the baseball players in the talent level is up to par with ours. The athleticism, they're just as talented. But we have our resources. The fields here, the resources available, the coaching, all that stuff here. So it's nice to see how they do it there and are still able to push out professionals like Jazz and players that are being drafted out of that small little island. And it makes these kids that go down there take less for granted how much they have here and the opportunities.
So we see a ball there. What do you think each team needs to do right now to potentially get some runs on the board? Because obviously we can now have runners on second and third, but we've seen that already a couple times in this game, and it seems like once we get runners in scoring positions, that's when the defense really comes to life. So what do these runners have to do to basically, overcome that to finally put some runs on the board and try to take a lead?
Yeah, see, that's interesting because in summer ball, you don't see a lot of bunting. You see a lot of guys just trying to swing the bat and get their knocks and get their work in. But when it comes down to win a ball game, if you can execute a squeeze bunt here, maybe they throw it away into right field and you got 2 runs.
Oh, so we see a big shot here, and there we go. The Vipers are going to put the first run on the board. Well, they think to make it 2. They stay put at third. Runners on both corners, and just like that, the Vipers take the lead. So we were just talking about it, and here we are.
Yeah, small ball. Small ball wins you a 10-10 game, and small ball breaks a 0-0 game open. So we just played in the tournament on Monday. We played 4 games in one day, and in the championship game in the 8th inning, we won on the suicide squeeze. No home runs, no doubles, just a well-executed bunt.
Now talk a little more about, this initiative that you and Maury have had on in terms of we see another stolen base. So now once again, runners on second and third. Back to what I was saying. So talk a little more about the initiative you and Maury have had, with baseball going around the world, especially down in the Caribbean, to maybe some people watching out there who are thinking, hey, I want to get into baseball. I want to get involved. I want to hear more about this.
Well, I think it's a great opportunity for players, for parents, for sponsors, for people just to get involved and do something good and be a part of something that's growing. Mario's going to Kenya, I believe, so they've got an initiative in Africa, which is huge, growing the game, and the game is just not turning it on TV, and it's there. If you can be a part of it, even donating equipment. You should reach out to, the CBO-TV, and figure out, hey, how can I help? How can I sponsor maybe a player to go to the Bahamas? Because not everyone has the means, or maybe they can send equipment. There's a million ways to get involved, and I would strongly recommend anybody that wants to help out and has resources, however small they are, to reach out.
Absolutely, it does a lot for the sport. It does a lot, for these, maybe for some people, maybe for some players who don't really know where to go. This could be an opportunity, and it even is an opportunity at the collegiate level because I know, especially here for the Charles Johnson Summer League, there's a couple universities that take a look here as we see another big shot towards left field that's going to put the second run on the board for the Vipers.
Well, yeah, I mean, even the head coach for the Bites, he's a head coach at a new university right here in Doral. So there's a lot of unsigned kids playing, and this is an opportunity for them to get seen by collegiate coaches and scouts. I'm sorry, not couches, scouts. um, you know, Omar Baldo over there, he should be coaching in college next year, so he's looking. You never know who's looking at it anytime you go to the ball field. So it's a great opportunity, and being able to bring it at South Dade, Mario's basically been based in Broward. This gives them a whole new window to help a whole lot of new players that they don't have to travel 2-3 hours for a game.
Absolutely, and Florida Memorial University, I've talked about them a lot, but a lot of students go to Florida Memorial University who actually are a part of the Charles Johnson Summer League, especially on the beach bums. You got Tajah Jackson, Kelvin Feliciano, who actually helped his team, the Florida Memorial Lions, advance to the Sun Conference Tournament, and even one of the coaches, I believe, for the beach bums, Ray Garcia, he's a coach for the baseball teams. We see a big shot go towards center right.
Sacrifice fly.
A sacrifice fly puts another run on the board.
Yeah, Ray Prieto plays, I believe, he might play on the Bums, or he was here last week playing, and he's one of my high school players, and he's at Florida Memorial.
The Ronaldo Prieto?
Yep.
Yep, I remember him.
He's from the area. He played his high school baseball with us.
I remember, I believe it was one game. I believe it was against Warner or against Ave Maria. It was a home game, and he just had, I believe it was 2 home runs, or it was 1 or 2 home runs. It was a big shot that allowed the Lions to have the win.
He played high school down here. He played at South Dade and at South Ridge, and his teammate is actually one of the coaches on the Bites, Omar Baldo. Yeah, baseball brings you together.
Most definitely. I mean, even me. I started broadcasting for this league last year, and that's what allowed me to go to Florida Memorial University. So we see wild pitching. That's going to put another runner on third. So the Vipes are going to continue to try to add on the runs, but there's 2 outs on the board. So who would you say is in the best scenario here? You've got a runner on third, no runners on, don't look like runners on any other bases, and 2 outs on the board. So what would be the best play here for at-bat to potentially get the RBI to score the 4th run for the Vipes?
Oh, he's just trying to keep it simple, drive something back up the middle. This is actually Willie Cruz, local kid. He played at Somerset Silver Palms, which is not even 10 minutes driving distance. It's another local guy. Yeah, something up the middle. Don't try to do too much. You got the middle infielders playing off, so the middle's wide open. And just right back through the box and maybe sneak another run in.
Now, what do the Vipes need to do? What is the play that they can try to do? Let's say if it does go up the middle, what would they do?
Well, I think the Bites swung the bat pretty well. Well, they're out of it now. Last game, they swung the bats well, so if they stay with that approach, they'll probably be able to put a few runs on the board and make this a closer game.
Well, now the Vipers do have the lead against the Bites. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back for the bottom of the 3rd. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. No changes on the mound here. Bottom of the third, the Vipers were able to score 3 runs, take a 3-0 lead against the Bites. There's strike two. Here's the next pitch. Strike three. And that's the first out already on the board. First pitch goes for strike one. Here's the next offering. Takes a big shot towards right field. That one. Oh.
Get to the back.
And he's going to take the walk back to the dugout. He was holding on to his leg there.
Looks pretty good. Looks better than when the other played in some places.
Any time with these pitches, they're taking their shots at it. And I mean, when you're down 3 runs, I mean, the urgency is gonna have to start to pick up because these are only 7-inning games. They're not the full 9 innings, so you don't have as much time as you would otherwise to try to close the gap. And especially after a performance where you allow 3 runs, you allow all those stolen bases. I mean, if you're the opposing team, you want to try to rectify that right now. Away. So there's a 1-2 count against them. That's going to bring it up to a 2-2 count. See Jonathan Gaynor making his second appearance. Here's the pitch, and that's a ball. So Gaynor now has a full count. And here's the pitch. Outside, and Jonathan Gaynor gets the walk. Well, the Bites need to start making some sort of magic happen, and that's how it starts. You know, it's never going to start off obviously with a big, quick home run. That's what you would like. Sometimes all it takes is just, obviously, like Coach was saying beforehand, small ball. Just slowly get yourself, even if it's just a simple base knock or a run, just get a runner on base, and then once that opportunity happens, that's when you can start making the plays happen. And let's see what Garrett Ainberger can do in his second appearance. Too high for a bat, going to go to 1-0 count. Garrett Ainberger, the infielder, making his second appearance, got struck out in his first appearance. He's going to look to turn the tides. He takes a big shot. That's popped out towards center field, and that's caught by the center fielder. And that's going to put the third inning to a close. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back for the fourth. Vipers still lead 3-0. And welcome back, folks. Here to the top of the fourth, the Vipers have a 3-0 lead. Now we see Dylan Vega making his second appearance. 0 for 1 in previous appearances, trying to at least make it 500 at 1 and 2. First offering went for a strike. This hot ball bounces off the mitt. That's going to be a 1-1 count for Dylan Vega. No changes, it seems, for the Knights of J.J. Rappian. Here's the next pitch. Takes a big shot, stays in bounds, popped by third. He's going to make the throw over to first. So just like his first appearance, Dylan Vega, off a throw by the third baseman, caught by first, takes the walk back to the dugout and puts the first out on the board for the Vipers. And now we see Fabian gets hit by that pitch. He takes the walk to the dugout, to home plate. To first base. Next up, Bruce Thompson. Now at bat, takes a shot that's fouled off. One out on the board, runner on first, and here's the next pitch. Takes a big shot towards left field. Let's see if they can make the catch, and they do. So Bruce Thompson, first appearance was a flyout from center field. Second appearance, it's a flyout caught by left field. 2 outs on the board now for the Vipers. Now we see Gomez, the right fielder, making his next appearance. And here's the pitch. Ball in the dirt. See 44 make the run to second, and he gets there safely. And he makes it to third as well, but not in time. And that's going to put the top of the fourth to the close. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back for the bottom of the fourth. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the bottom of the fourth. The Vipers have a 3-0 lead over the Bites, as we now see Henry Caceres, substitute number 20. I talked with the coach of the Bites earlier before the game, so he mentioned that he's going to use a lot of substitutes just to see who he has on his team. We see number 20 take a big swing, can't connect, strike one. But he mentioned that he was going to use a lot of his substitutes, guys who are in the dugout, see what he has on his team. And at the halfway point of this game, we're finally starting to see that. So number 20 makes his first appearance in this game. Let's see what he can do. He has a 1-1 count, and that count goes to 1-2. So after a swing and a miss, he stays patient over these next two balls. Like, all right, let me calm myself down, let the pitches come to me. Good eye, and another good eye there from Hennard. Has a 3-1 count after being down 0-1. Now it's a full count. Here's a full count. Swing and a miss. Hennard takes the walk back to the dugout. And that's another strikeout for Roger Garcia. And now we see Josh Egbert making his next appearance. Josh managed to get himself a single back in the first. He's going to look for more. Here's the pitch. Inside for a ball. And here's the next pitch. Another ball inside. That goes for a strike. And here's the pitch. Curveball outside. That's going to bring us to a 2-1 count. And here's the pitch. Another ball outside, and that's another ball, so that's going to bring us to another 3-1 count. Back-to-back 3-1 counts thrown by Roger Garcia. The question is this going to go for a walk, or is it going to be back-to-back full counts? And here's the pitch. Takes a swing at it, fouled off, so we're going to have another full count. A lot of pressure on both the pitcher and the catcher here. Here's the pitch, and that's a ball, and Josh goes for the walk. Third walk allowed by Roger Garcia in this game. Now we see Edward Mateo at bat once again. Here's the pitch. Strike one. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Boy, Josh was taking a dart over to second base, but foul ball means that he has to take the walk back to first. And here's the pitch. Ball outside. That's a ball added to the count. Almost at first. Johnson able to stay safe. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's another strikeout. Next up, Jason Altuve. His first pitch goes for a ball. Infielder for the Bites. Here comes the pitch. Once again, keeping Josh honest at first. And that's the thing. We've seen a lot of stolen bases from both of these teams, and especially from the Vipers. That's how they've managed to get those 3 runs, is from a couple stolen bases. So if there's any team that knows about stolen bases, it's the Vipers. That ball goes well outside of the field. Nearly went into the broadcast booth and into the bleachers there. But back to what I was saying, if there's any team that knows about stolen bases, it's most definitely the Vipers, because they've gotten so many stolen bases in this game, and that's how they've been able to get the 3-0 lead. So they know what's at stake if they're able to get some stolen bases. You see a curveball that goes for a strike. So now it's a 2-2 count. And here's the pitch. Number 5 makes the run to first. 4 innings down, 3 to go. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back for the start of the 5th. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And we have another interview. Joining with me here is the head coach of the Bites, Bill Reinhardt. Bill, how are you doing so far?
Doing well. Thanks for having me. How are you?
And thank you for being here. So, you're the head coach of the Bites. So, talk a little more about it. Where did it start? Where did you begin being the head coach for the Bites?
Well, our program is an organization. It's Superstars Baseball. This year we have 3 rosters in the Charles Johnson Collegiate Summer League, which which is the Bite, the team we're watching tonight. We also have the Florida Suns and the Fort Lauderdale Superstars. Superstars is a year-long program, 365. The time of year will determine the type of talent we have on the field. Right now it's college summer season, so we got a lot of college players out there. Got some D2 guys, NAIA guys, high character kids out here in this league right here. Had the opportunity just the other day to run a practice with a bunch of guys from the league, and I was very impressed with how they handle themselves, conduct themselves. We're having a really good time.
So what are the relationships between you and the Charles Johnson Summer League?
This is our first year. Mario Signorello is doing a fantastic job the last couple of years putting this together and providing an opportunity for us, he and his team. And we're excited to be here, and it's definitely an opportunity for all our players, and myself included.
And talk a little more about it, because obviously you mentioned that, it's the type of players that you have here as well, in terms like, the diversity, from NAIA to D2.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The caliber of play has been pleasantly surprising. There's a lot of good arms out here as you watch J.J. Rapien snap off a curveball right there. The talent level is really good. There are a lot of D2 guys out here, NAIA guys, like I said, a lot of JUCO guys, a lot of uncommitted guys, and a lot of guys looking to get better. As we see a nice play over there at third base by St. Thomas University, Edward Mateo, good player. The level of talent is really good. They've done a great job bringing in guys from all over the country.
Speaking of which, so Mario mentioned that, you now work for Millen Atlantic in Doral. So talk a little more about that.
It's Millennia Atlantic University. We're in Doral. We're a school of business, prominent school, fully accredited, 4-year private. We're starting a baseball program this year. I'm looking forward to getting after it. We got a nice little staff put together. The athletic department has been very supportive, and we're really excited to get after it.
So what made you decide that, hey, I want to start a baseball program for this school?
I'm always up for the challenge. The last organization I was with, we did the same thing from the same group of athletic directors starting a program. You know what it entails. It's extremely challenging, but at the same time, it's very rewarding. I like the idea of being able to provide 50 opportunities for kids that didn't exist yesterday.
Absolutely.
That's the best part.
And I know for Millennia Athletic, we actually, Millennia Atlantic, actually we're going to be playing you guys over Florida Memorial University for the soccer program.
Yeah, we have a soccer program, a rugby program. We're starting baseball right now. We hope to get Florida Memorial on the schedule as well.
That's going to be a good game there.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously the Bites now, they're down 3-0. So what does the team need to do to, start to get the momentum running, get the quick outs and get some men on base, get some runners on base to, try to close that gap?
We just put together some quality at-bats. We're facing a quality arm, and the kid that's out there for the Vipers right now, he's throwing the ball really well. If our guys can string together a couple of hits and a few quality at-bats, hopefully the ball falls our way once in a while here.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Bill Reinhardt, the head coach for the Bites. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. Have a great day. Be safe.
You too. And that was Bill Reinhardt, head coach for the Bites. So we're going to get back underway here in the fifth. Top of the fifth, 2 outs on the board. Runner on first. Here's the next at bat. There's a big shot towards right field, and that's going to be another base knock, and we're going to see the runner on first advance all the way to third. Well, Coach Reinhardt was talking about just need some quality at-bats, and here we are. The Bites have put themselves in prime position to put some the Vipers are putting themselves in prime position to put some runs on the board and extend their lead even further. So excuse me on that part. It's the Vipers who are at bat, not the Bites. Vipers looking to extend their lead, so apologize on that one. Here's the next pitch. Stolen base, and now runners on second and third once again for the Vipers. And we saw this in the third inning. This is really how the run started to form. They just, like I mentioned back in the bottom of the fourth, if there's one team that knows how to get stolen bases, it's the Vipers. And that's why you see the Vipers, when they get at bat, or excuse me, the bottom of the innings for the Vipers, that's why that they're so focused on keeping those bases honest. Because they know that once the stolen bases start to rack up, that's how the runs start to form because, well, that's been their strategy. And here's the pitch. And that's a strike. And here's the pitch. Out of bounds, caught, and that's going to put the top of the fifth to a close. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back for the bottom of the fifth. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the bottom of the fifth. The Vipers still hold a 3-0 lead against the Bites. And like Coach said, the one thing that they need, Coach Reinhardt of the Bites, said the one thing that they need is they need to get some quality at-bats. Well, here's the chance as they're now faced with an 0-1 count. That count now goes to 1-1. And there's a pitch. Gets hit by that pitch, and he's going to go for the walk. So Caleb Martos, hit by the pitch, gets himself to first. Now runner on first now for the Bites. This is the first time in this game where the Bites actually have had a runner on base with no outs on the board. So this has really been the best position for the Bites all day. Now we see Andrew Diaz, another substitute. He's making his first appearance in this game. So once again, Coach Reinhardt utilizing his own players on this team. Another count. Here's the pitch. Fastball swing and a miss for strike one. And here's the pitch. Ball in the dirt. That's a 2-1 count now for Diaz. Here's the pitch. Takes a swing at it. Fouled off, and now it's a 2-2 count. And here's Garcia once again trying to keep them honest at first. Caleb Marto stays safe at first. There's the pitch. And that's a full count. It's been an inconsistent day so far for Garcia. He's had a couple strikeouts, but he's also had a lot of full counts and a couple hit by pitches and walks. So he's really been all over the place as we see another foul. You saw Caleb. He took a shot from first over to second. He's going to take the jog over to first. See what Garcia can do now. And another wild pitch, and Caleb is going to get himself to second. And here's the pitch. Another foul ball. Now, both of these guys are getting frustrated by the foul balls. You think, well, this is a disadvantage of Roger Garcia. And the reason being is because, Garcia, let's just continue to add more pitches thrown to his arm, and that's going to put him at a disadvantage more so than it's going to put Diaz at bat. Because that's just another opportunity that Diaz has where he can just change it up and see what he has. Here's another pitch, and this one's going to stay in. Bounce takes a shot. Caught by second. Can he get there in time? Can they get the double play? No double play. Caleb's going to get himself to third, but Diaz gets cut off on his trip to first. There's a wild pitch. Thinks to run to first. At least the team screams like Caleb to run to first, but stays put at third. And here's the pitch. Another hit by pitch. is he going to head up to the dugout? Have a conversation. We'll see if he's going to pull Garcia. Like I mentioned, Garcia has, well, it's been really consistent. So far, it has not been a good time for Garcia. A lot of hit by pitches, a lot of walks, but he's had a lot of strikeouts as well. His stat line has really been all over the place, but at the same time, he has yet to allow a run. The Bites still looking for their first runs of the game, but right now they're in the best position that they've been all day, with only one out on the board and a runner on third. The Bites are pretty close, as a matter of fact, to close the gap and put their first run on the board. You got to think, if you're the Vipers, you just want a clean defensive showing for the next 2 innings as well, to go along with the bottom of the fifth. You have a 3-0 lead. It's not a huge lead, but it's a lead that you can work with, and you don't want to give that up in the later portions of this game. And let's see if they can do that. No, they can't. And just like that, the Vipes put their first run on the board off an error by the second baseman. He can't make the catch, and the Bites close the gap. I mean, the catcher did what he needed to do. He saw the runner on first go over to the second, made the throw, just not a good throw. Couldn't make the catch. Just in the midst of all that, the runner on third, Caleb took advantage of that, and he got himself all the way. Here's the next pitch, and another hit by pitch. Two hit by pitches, and you got to think, if you're the coach for the Vipers, what do you do? Do you just try to take Garcia out now? Because now the Vipers are in a position where, I mean, they get a home run here. We've seen a lot of balls that have gone well into the outskirts of the outfield. Goes a little bit farther. That could be a home run, and just like that, the Bites would have the lead. So you got to think, if you're the coach of the Vipers, you think about pulling Garcia soon. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for a strike. Alejandro Aluya at bat. Here's the next pitch. Outside for a ball. 1-1 count, runner on the board, runners on first and third. Here's the next pitch. There's the ball. Can they make the catch this time? They do. But the Vipers put another run on the board, and now it's a 1-1 game. So 2 outs on the board. Swing and a miss there by number 6. And this is just what the Bites needed. They were down for the majority of the game. In the later portion of this game, they just had some luck go their way. And really, throughout most of this game, you could have seen this coming. Garcia has to be lucky that there wasn't a runner on any bases there. That's going to put the 5th inning to a close. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back for the 6th.
What's next? We'll figure out how to do that.
And welcome back, folks, here to the top of the 6th. The Bites were able to score 2 runs back in the bottom of the 5th and close the gap to a 1-1 game. The Vipers still hold the lead 3-2. And they've been really strong at bat, so let's see if they can extend that lead, or can the Bites manage to close the gap or even take the lead? We're about to find out as we have a 1-1 count. Here's the next pitch. A big shot towards center field. Caught. First out on the board for the Vipers. Here's the next at bat for the Vipers. And here's the pitch. Strike 1. And here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. 1-1 count. And here's the pitch. Strike 2. 1-2 count. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 down, 1 to go here in the top of the 6th. 2 at-bats, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Back got hit by that one. Hit on the count, 1-0. Here's the pitch. Another near hit by pitch. Here's pitch number 3. There's ball number 3. And here's the pitch. And there's a strike. Strike 1. So it's a 3-1 count. Vipers are down to only 1 out left. But they're ahead on the count. They get 1 more ball. They're able to get a runner on base. And we know how good the Vipers have been once they've been on base. There's a big shot. Heads towards left field. Caught. And just like that, the top of the 6 is retired. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the bottom of the sixth. The Bites are down only by 1 run against the Vipers, but if they're able to put on a performance similar to what they did in the bottom of the fifth, they can very easily take the lead here. And there's a new pitcher for the Vipers, so Roger Garcia is going to be retired for the game. We'll try to get word on as to who this new pitcher is for the Vipers. Close things out and bring the game home for the Vipers. His first pitch goes for a ball. And here's the next pitch. Fouled off. And this is Henry Caceres making his second appearance once again. New at bat now. Calvo Luis, or Luis Calvo, making his first appearance at bat. So we're seeing more changes once again as we see Henry Caceres got hit by that pitch and first. So now we see Luis face off. New pitcher versus a new at bat. And here's the pitch. Ball goes in the dirt. And we see Henry take second. And this is what we saw the Bites do back in the bottom of the fifth. Took the opportunities when they saw them. They saw an opportunity there off of that pitch. Now they have a runner on second. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's a strike. So 2-1 count. And here's the pitch. Strike two. So now it's an even 2-2 count. Catcher's going to have a conversation with his pitcher. New pitcher, but looks like it's still the same woes going on for the Vipers. They've been really inconsistent in the later innings, and that's what's allowed the Bites to close into the gap. And here's the pitch. A big shot towards right field. Caught. Can they get the double play? No. So they can't get the double play, but that's one out. Looks like the umpires are... Well, looks like some of them thought that it was a double play, but nope, it's only one out. But the Bites still have a runner on second. Now we're going to see Randy Gomez at bat for the Bites. So let's see what Randy Gomez can do. Here's the pitch. Ball. Can they make the play at third? No. So just like that, the Bites now have a runner on third with only one out on the board. Very similar to what happened back in the bottom of the fifth. And here's the pitch. Strike. 1-1 count. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's a strike. 1-2 count. And here's the pitch. Good eye by Gomez there. That's another ball. It's a 2-2 count. And here's the pitch. Another ball. Now it's a full count. 3-2. Here's the pitch. It's fouled off. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 outs on the board. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss once again. 3 strikes in a row. And here's the pitch. Ball in the dirt. And here's the pitch. Lorenzo stays patient. That's strike 2. And here's the pitch. Outside, Lorenzo gets the ball in his count, 2-2. And here's the pitch. Another ball, and now it's a full count once again. And here's the pitch. Strike three. The Vipers hold on to the lead. 1 inning to go. We'll be back for the final inning, starting with the top of the 7th. And welcome back, folks, as there's a big shot towards left field. That's going to go on the ground as the lights come on here down in Homestead, Florida. And there's a double for the Vipers. Final inning left in this game. 1 run separates the two teams, and the Vipers start off with a double. Now we see Bruce Thompson versus J.J. Rappian. Here's the pitch. Bruce stays patient. Strike one. Here's the next pitch. Wild pitch. The runner advanced himself to third. And here's the pitch. Fouled off. And that goes past the bleachers. And here's the pitch. Ball in the dirt. Runner on third stays put. Too close to home plate. And here's the pitch. Big shot that's fouled off towards the left side of the field. Now it's a 2-2 count. And here's the pitch. Bruce takes a big shot that's fouled off once again. And here's the pitch. Bruce nearly gets hit by that one, and that's a full count. And here's the pitch. Bruce takes a big shot that's fouled off once again. Talked about it earlier, but this is just adding more pitches to the arm of J.J. Rappian. And Bruce is taking those big shots, and they're going to the ground. So if it's able to stay in bounds, it could go past the shortstop and third base. And that one is going to be a fly out. Caught. And Bruce takes the walk back to the dugout. So 1 out on the board. Still a runner on third. Vipers are going to try to extend their lead before we head to the bottom of the 7th. J.J. deals. Strike. 0-1 count. And here's another pitch. Now one is fouled off. It's an 0-2 count. And here's the pitch. Fouled off once again. And here's the pitch. Ball. So 1-2 count. And here's the pitch. Big shot. Foul off again. Now, the one thing about these fouls compared to the other ones done by Bruce is that these fouls are going high in the air. Big shots, but they're staying in bounds. I have to guess that that's gonna end up being a pop out or a fly out. Here's the next pitch. That's another ball. Two count. One out on the board, a runner on third. And here's the pitch. Another foul ball. That's what I'm talking about. Balls are going high in the air. Stays in bounds. I'm not seeing the ground ball or the ball that's just going to go, really just a ground ball is going to travel. And that's really what the Vipers need. They don't need a fly. Oh, 44 nearly gets hit by that pitch, and that's going to pull the count up. Well, at this point, it's probably not even going to matter because he gets another ball with this full count. He's going to take the walk. It's fascinating. I mean, Bruce, we saw that his balls, those were going to the ground. Meanwhile, this one, all these foul balls are going in the air, and there's another one, and here we go. They're going to try to make the play for it, but it's fouled off. That's another chance for 44 to try to get it right, and that's another pitch that JJ has to continue to add. Remember, JJ has been starting every inning so far in this game. He's probably going to end up finishing it off. So there is a lot of wear and tear on that pitching arm right now, and these fouls are not helping that at all. Just continuing to add pitches to that arm. Here's the pitch. Another foul ball. Once again, it's a 3-2 count, one out on the board, and a runner on third. Here's the pitch. That's a ball. This is actually ruled as a foul. But 44 does not sound happy. And listening to it now, he said that was ball four, and even I thought that would be ball four, but who said as another foul? I think everyone at this point is getting frustrated on both sides. Here's the next pitch. That one stays in bounds. There's a ground ball we were looking for. Can they make the play? Out! The Vipers don't extend their lead. The Bites made the play at home. Number 11 couldn't make it in time. And 44 gets the base knock off of the ground ball that we really didn't see out on any of those pitches. But he gets it there. And he at least gets himself the single, but that's another out on the board. And I think the Vipers would have rather hoped that he got the sacrifice RBI. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for number 25, strike one. And here's the pitch. A big shot towards center field. And that's a base knock. Puts runners on first and second for the Vipers. And here's the pitch. Strike one. Now it's number 6 at bat. The pitch, strike two. 0-2 count. And here's the pitch. Ball. And here's the pitch. Another ball. And second is able to steal third. The runner on second is able to steal third. Now runners on both corners with 2 outs on the board and a 2-2 count. And here's the pitch. Ball popped out, and the Vipers extend their lead once again. The Vipers open it up to a 4-2 lead over the Bites. Now a runner on second. Big shot towards left field, but caught. The Vipers extend the lead. The Bites have one more shot. Can they close the gap and take it to extra innings? Or can they overcome the deficit and steal the win? We'll find out right after this. And welcome back, folks. Final half inning of the game, barring any extra innings if the Bites are able to tie the game up. This is the final chance. Can the Bites take it to extra innings, or will the Vipers hold on? That first pitch goes for a ball off the wild pitch. If you're the Vipers, the last thing that you need right now are errors and mistakes. You want to close this game out and not have to take it to extra innings. Another wild pitch. That one bounced off the catcher's mitt. And it's Jonathan Gaynor at bat. He has a 2-0 count. And here's the pitch. And another ball. 3-0. And here's the pitch. 4 balls in a row. Jonathan Gaynor takes the walk over to first. Next up, Garrett Inberger. Here's the pitch. Strike one. That was the first strike thrown by number 9 in this inning. Currently 4-1 in his pitch count. And here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So 4 straight balls responded with back-to-back strikes in an 0-2 count. You got to think Garrett's going to stay patient on this one. And here's the pitch. Fouls it off. So 4 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. Those have been the pitches so far by number 9 in this inning. That's the 5th ball thrown by number 9 in this inning. It's a 1-2 count. And here's the pitch. Another ball, 2-2 count. 6 balls already in this inning. And here's the pitch. And another ball. 7 balls bring it to a full count. And for the second at-bat in a row, number 9 faces a walk scenario. He can either get the walk or he can get his first strikeout of the inning. This is a really important pitch right here. That ball got caught in the net. I don't think I've ever seen a ball get caught up in the net, and you're right. That just happened. Ball literally just got wedged stuck in the net. You see everything in the sport. And we're about to see another attempt at the 3-2 pitch. And that's a ball. And that's another walk. So Garrett Inberger gets the walk. And now there's runners on first and second for the Bites with no outs on the board. And if Josh Egberg, so coach is going to go up to the mound, have a talk with his players. Try to straighten them out, tighten up. Final half of the inning. Stay calm, stay collective, throw way too many balls. I've mentioned already 8 balls on 2 strikes. And a couple foul balls thrown in there, but I mean, if Josh Egberg is able to get, we've seen a lot of balls that have gone towards the outskirts of the field. He gets another one, gets a couple more yards, goes past, and that's a 3-home run. The Bites have the lead. No, there's no outs on the board, so if you're the Vipers, you got to pick on the double play potentially as well. At least you get 1 out on the board. You'd have to start taking a look at second and third as well, especially third, depending on where the ball travels, obviously. But if it's a massive flyout, I'd say start looking at home plate as well, because they might try to go for second to home plate. And there's strike 1. Josh Egberg has the 0-1 count. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So, for the second at-bat in a row, an 0-2 count. Is it going to be like the last one, or turn it to a walk? Or is number 9 going to seal the deal and get this first strikeout of the inning? The pitch. Ball. Make the play at third. Can they do it? No, they can't. And just like that, the Bites have put themselves in prime position to make it a 1-1 game once again. Now with the runner on second as well, they get a good line drive. That could potentially tie the game. Once again, no outs on the board, and it's a 1-2 count. The last thing you want here if you're the Vipers, the last thing you need is a fly out towards the outskirts of the outfield. That would guarantee a run and potentially 2. The Bites have yet to hold the lead at all in this game. They've been at a deficit throughout the entirety of this match. If they're able to take the lead, that would be their first and at the most important time at the end of the game. It's not over yet, folks. Now it's a 2-2 count. So just like that, once again, an 0-2 count tied up and in danger of being the third full count in a row. Or the second full count in a row. Excuse me. And here's the pitch. And once again, a full count for the second at-bat in a row. So for the second at-bat in a row, it is now a full count with runners on second and third. The Bites looking to tie the game up, or at the very least load the bases. They're able to get the third walk in a row. Here's a 3-2. And another ball, and for the third time, a walk, and for the second time after an 0-2 count. So the Bites now have loaded bases, no outs on the board, and now we're seeing Edward Mateo make his next appearance. Now there's a conversation going on the mound. It looks like Coach is going to pull number 9. And indeed he is, so number 9 is going to head back to the dugout. It's going to be a new pitcher for the Vipers. Vipers just need to close this one out, but now they're in danger of potentially blowing the lead, or at the very least tying it, because there's no outs on the board, and if number two, Edward Mateo, if he's able, and we're now seeing a return to the mound, looks like we're seeing Bruce Doctor once again. So Coach putting Bruce back on top of the mound, or excuse me, it's not Bruce. Just see Bruce on the field. So the Vipers are playing, or excuse me, the Bites are playing with house money right now. They got no outs on the board. The bases are loaded, all from walks. So not only that, but your runners, they have pretty much all the energy that they need because, well, since it was a walk, that they didn't need to try to bolt their way towards the other bases. I mean, besides them trying to steal bases, which they did a couple times. And if you get a good line drive, barring a double play, you put two runs on the board. You get third and second home after a large flyout, or at least a long flyout. That could tie the game up. One out on the board. Try to get the runner on first, at least to second, and then that's how the Bites can take the lead right there. Well, here we go. Let's see what Edward Mateo can do. Ball. And worst case scenario as well for the Bites is that they start walking runs in. Because then you score a run and there's still no outs on the board. Strike one, it's a 1-1 count. Big shot flown out towards right field. and a grand slam! The worst case scenario for the Vipers turns into the best case scenario for the